She's a lady, and she barely knows her name now. In the twilight as she sleeps, and her memories chase her down the days of childhood. There was music, always music, and her brothers. There was Robert, the captain of a freighter who sailed to China. There was Shannon, who ran off one icy morning, and then Herbie, and then Frank, also handsome, and her sisters, who were beautiful and yearned to be together. She's a lady, and she's sleeping like a princess who will wake up and drink amber from a slipper made of diamonds. She was married to a blind man who was my father, such a charmer, and another whose name is Robert, and who holds her fragile hand while I am weeping. Chardonnay in a crystal glass, amethyst on her fingers, roses and forget-me-nots in the garden where she lingered. All around her the snowy peaks drew her eyes with wonder. All of her betrayals drowned in the roaring canyon's thunder. She's a lady, and she always dressed in silk, and had her hair done, and her clothes were pretty colors, and the scent of the Chanel in her satin cloak when she went dancing with my father when they were very young. She's a lady and saw nearly 20 presidents, and she voted for Obama. In the old days, sipping Presbyterians, she'd argue with her children who had opinions about everything that mattered, and she'd tell them of the time she saw Rachmaninoff. Chardonnay in a crystal glass, amethyst in her necklace, roses and forget-me-nots, and 3 sons so fine and reckless. Daughters too were free like her, one who sang and one who painted. She loved them all ever more and more, and thought all of us should be sainted. She's a lady, and she barely knows her name now. In the twilight, and she sleeps most of the day, and when she wakes up, she says that she's going home, and asks me how I knew where to find her. In this home that's not her home, she sees her garden growing wild, since she had to leave the sweetness of those afternoons on the patio where Robert kept the flowers blooming. She's a lady, and she says that she's going home in the twilight. As her eyes close, I ask her where, and she says that it's a secret. And then she's gone, just like the flowers in her garden. Chardonnay in a crystal glass, amethyst in her fingers, roses and forget-me-nots in the garden where she lingers. All with wonder, all of her betrayals drowned in the roaring canyon's thunder. Marjorie, my mother, sweet Marjorie,